None of us will ever forget Lag BaOmer just 2 short years ago. It's a night that will remain etched in our hearts and in our minds and in our neshamas forever. Tragedy of losing 45 korbanos. Well, thousands of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people had to make their way home immediately. Many of them did not know the horrible details, but they knew that terrible tragedies had occurred, and now they had to make their way home. Generally, when somebody finds himself in a desperate situation, then there's no rules or regulations. You get home however you can get home. There was one young man who lived in Carmiel. There was no direct bus, and so he decided he was going to take one bus, get to the Tachana Merkazit, go and take another bus. I think in all he had to take 3 different buses to get there. It would take him all night long. But he had no choice. It was his best way of getting home. His phone started to ring. He answered the phone. His wife is calling, "Are you okay?" He reassured his family that he was okay. And now he's got to focus on getting home. But he looked around, and there was such taruvis. There was men and women, and everybody's trying to get home in one shot. But listen, desperate times, desperate measures. But he was a Geri young man, and he was careful. And he said, "I know that I'm desperate, and I know that we're all reeling from tragedy, but I cannot stand here. I am going to lose out. There's nothing I can do about it." And he went off into a side road, and a policeman calls him and he says, "Hey, where are you going? You're not going to get home that way." He said, "I have no choice. This is my only way home safely." Short while later, he looks and he sees a bus coming, and a policeman calls him over, inexplicably. He says, "You, where are you going?" He says, "I have to go to Carmiel." "Yale, get onto the bus." "Where's the bus going?" "This bus is going to Carmiel." He says, "It's going to Carmiel? Why? There's no direct bus." He would discover soon that on this bus was one of the police chief's daughters. He wanted her to get home safely. They had a police escort to get them out of Meron. He got home directly. His mind was flooded with thoughts. He couldn't imagine what he had been through. He couldn't imagine the pain that everybody had gone through that night. But he knew that on that night, when the world was reeling, when there was terrible desperation, he had to hold on to something special, even though he had every excuse in the world not to. Sometimes we face really extenuating circumstances, difficult times, times when we have no choice. We've got to give in to the Yetzer Hara. But if a person, even in those difficult times, is able to control himself, is able to go out of his way, he will definitely, certainly make it home safely, in every which way possible.